Genoa City thinks it is dealing with the aftermath of Matt Clark, but the truth is much more dangerous than that. Sienna Bacall is back home, shaken and terrified, convinced that Matt is dead because of what happened in the desert. She says she killed him, she believes it, she is haunted by it. But memories can break under fear, and the desert is not done telling its story. While Sienna struggles to explain what happened, Nick Newman finally admits the truth about his drug problem to Victor. And across town, Phyllis Summers realizes Victor may have already taken away her best chance to fight back. The day begins with Phyllis arriving at the lounge to meet Lauren and Michael. Phyllis wants to keep things moving like normal. She wants to talk about hiring new personnel, focusing on business instead of the legal mess closing in around her. But Michael is not ready to play along. He tells Phyllis it is time to take Victor seriously. Phyllis tries to push past that and keep the hiring conversation going, but Lauren wants Michael to tell her about his meeting with Victor. That immediately upsets Phyllis. She does not like being left out, and she makes it clear she does not care what Victor has to say. But Michael knows this is not something Phyllis can simply dismiss. His patience is wearing thin. He tells her the reality is that Victor has all the weapons right now, and this is no longer just Phyllis's problem. Victor now sees Michael's representation of Phyllis as a personal betrayal. Phyllis hears that and immediately questions Michael's loyalty. She asks if he is trying to save his relationship with Victor by convincing her to take Victor's deal. Lauren is suspicious too, because Michael sounds less like a fighter and more like someone trying to avoid Victor's wrath. Michael says he is still considering his options. That answer does not satisfy Phyllis. She asks if she can count on him. Lauren says it would mean a lot to her if he took Phyllis's case. But Michael repeats that he is still contemplating. Lauren is angry. To her, that is not good enough. She thought Michael was finished acting like Victor's agent. Michael insists this has nothing to do with his relationship with Victor. He says the real problem is the case itself. He doubts they can prove the emails were faked, especially with the former department heads ready to testify. He also warns Phyllis that Christine is not going to be inclined to see things from Phyllis's side. Michael lays out the harsh truth. If Phyllis goes to trial, he would advise her to accept a plea deal. Phyllis rejects that immediately. Michael says the other option is to avoid being charged in the first place by giving in to Victor's demands. That is when Phyllis's anger really breaks through. Michael gets angry too. Phyllis says she has a defense strategy. Do not lose. Michael is not impressed. He tells her she cannot beat Victor. But Phyllis says she was ready for this. If Michael will not fight for her, she will hire someone who will. She already has a list of legal candidates. Michael takes the list and looks it over. He is not impressed with the first two names, but he admits the third one is good. Phyllis takes the list back and says she will hire that attorney. Then Michael tells her the problem. Victor has already hired that attorney on retainer, along with every other decent attorney around. That lands hard. Phyllis realizes Victor has not just come after her company or her reputation, he has gone after her ability to defend herself. She says Lauren is the only one who has not abandoned her. Michael objects. He says he has not abandoned her. He is only trying to make her understand how serious this is. But Phyllis feels betrayed. She says she is surprised Michael would stab her in the back, and then she storms off. While Phyllis is fighting to hold on to any ally she has left, Victoria is making her own move. Victoria meets with Christine and gives her the documents that criminally implicate Phyllis. Christine warns Victoria that she is only going to follow the evidence. Her personal feelings about Phyllis will not control the investigation. Victoria says the evidence is right there in front of her. Christine is interested in Kane's role as well, but she also wants to know whether anyone else was involved. Then she points out something Victoria cannot ignore. The documents also implicate Billy. Victoria says there is no direct correspondence from Billy in the evidence, but Christine warns her that he could still be pulled into the investigation. Christine asks Victoria if she really wants this to move forward, knowing the father of her children could be caught up in it. Victoria admits she would rather not see Billy drawn in, but she says Billy made his own decisions. He cheated the people he cheated. And if family ties meant nothing to Billy or Phyllis, then Victoria will not let those ties stop her either. She also tells Christine that Phyllis's daughter has disowned her. Christine urges Victoria to think about her children. Victoria says that is exactly what she is doing. At Sharon's house, a very different kind of fear is unfolding. Sienna is asleep on the couch while Sharon and Noah talk quietly nearby. Sharon wonders if maybe Sienna did not kill Matt in self-defense, but even as she says it, she makes it clear she still would not blame Sienna. Sharon promises Noah she will go easy, but she needs answers. She needs to know what happened to Matt. More than anything, Sharon needs to be sure that Matt Clark will not come back. They wake Sienna, and Sharon offers her tea. Sienna is deeply shaken. She worries that she may go to prison for killing Matt. Noah quickly says it was self-defense, but Sienna admits the part that makes everything more uncertain. She does not actually remember the circumstances. Sharon asks what she does remember. Sienna remembers Matt's eyes. She says they looked like they were burning with excitement. He was happy because he had everyone trapped in the building. Sharon asks if Sienna tried to talk him out of blowing up the gas station. Sienna says she offered to run away with him, but Matt did not believe her. He was not buying it, and she did not know what else to do. At the Newman ranch, Adam and Nick report back to Victor. Victor wants to know more about Nick being drugged. He asks how Nick allowed Matt Clark to make him take drugs. Victor can tell his sons are holding something back. That is when Nick finally tells the truth. He admits he has had a problem with fentanyl for a while. Some of it was because of Matt, but most of it was his own doing. Nick explains that after his accident, he became hooked on painkillers. Victor asks if they were prescribed. Nick explains that he ran out of his prescription medication and then took pills he had gotten from Matt. Victor's disappointment is clear. Nick breaks down. Adam backs him up and explains that Sharon is already helping set him up with outpatient addiction recovery. Nick tearfully apologizes for putting the family through this. Victor pulls him into a hug. For a moment, the focus shifts away from blame. Nick is not trying to hide anymore. He is scared, ashamed, and trying to face the truth. Victor asks if Matt Clark's death has been confirmed. Nick says Sienna collapsed before she could answer any questions. She was taken to a hospital, but she is probably home now with Noah and Sharon. Adam adds that they have not involved the police, so the family should avoid embarrassment. Victor is glad to hear that. Nick says he is going to check on Sienna and see if she remembers anything else. He promises Victor that he will be okay, and that recovery is his top priority. Victor accepts that and says he will not ask him about it again. Before leaving, Nick asks what is going on with the company and Phyllis. Victor says he has good news. He explains that Victoria is delivering evidence of Phyllis's misdeeds to the new district attorney, Christine. Nick becomes suspicious of the paper trail. He asks Victor directly if the evidence is legitimate. Victor does not give a clear answer. He simply asks why he would make claims based on it if it were not. Adam agrees with Nick's concern. Phyllis is too smart to get caught this easily. But Victor says it does not matter if the evidence is legitimate. What matters to him is that Phyllis stole his company, and he is going to get it back. Back at Sharon's place, Sharon continues trying to understand Sienna's memory. She asks how Sienna found Matt in the first place. Sienna says she was on her way to the address Reza gave her when she saw him. Sharon asks if Matt attacked her. Sienna says Matt was more interested in delivering his villain monologue, at least at first. He was proud of what he was doing. Then Sienna remembers another image, Matt lying on the ground. She does not remember killing him, but she thinks she must have. Sharon tells her Matt still has not turned up dead. Sienna insists that Matt is dead. Noah listens, but he does not look fully convinced. The problem is that Sienna's certainty does not match the missing proof. She believes Matt is dead, but she cannot remember enough to explain how it happened. Sharon presses a little more. She asks where all of this happened. Sienna can only say it was in the desert. Noah tries to get Sharon to stop, but Sienna is already too upset. The questions are too much. She flees the room. Nick arrives just as Noah is following Sienna out. Noah tells Nick to get an update from Sharon. Sharon explains that she may have pushed Sienna too hard by asking for details about Matt. Then Sharon asks how Nick is doing. Nick says he feels shaky. Sharon says that sounds normal. Nick admits he never wanted to deal with this. Sharon tells him no one is judging him. This can happen to good people. Nick says he is trying to forgive himself, but he cannot ignore the fact that he put everyone in danger. Sharon then tells him that Sienna became agitated when Sharon suggested Matt may still be alive. That possibility changes the weight of everything. If Matt is not dead, then Sienna's trauma is only part of the story. If Matt is alive, then the danger may not be over at all. After Nick leaves the ranch, Victor asks Adam more questions about Nick. Adam admits he noticed Nick behaving strangely even before Vegas. Victor sees one positive thing in the middle of all this pain. He suggests that Adam and Nick seem to be getting closer. Then Victoria walks in and tells Victor she delivered the evidence to Christine, but she warns him that Christine did not seem completely convinced. Victoria asks if Michael is going to defend Phyllis. Victor says he will not if he knows what is good for him. Victor clearly believes he has control over the board. Phyllis is being cornered legally. Michael is under pressure. Christine has the evidence. Victoria has taken her side. And Victor believes he is moving closer to taking back what he believes belongs to him. But Phyllis is not ready to surrender. She returns to the bar with Michael and Lauren following her. Phyllis reminds Michael that he defended Sharon against her wishes. Michael reminds Phyllis that Sharon was innocent. Phyllis fires back that she is innocent too. Michael reminds her that she did unleash the AI program with Kane. Phyllis argues that Victor did the same thing, but Michael still does not think she can win. That is the final straw for Phyllis. She says even the worst lawyer on her list is better than Michael, and she walks away again. Michael turns to Lauren, frustrated. He says he does not know what to say to Phyllis anymore. Lauren tells him he had better start thinking about what to say to her. Michael insists the case is a lost cause, but Lauren says that is not the point. She believes Michael is more worried about staying on Victor's good side than standing up for Phyllis. Phyllis later arrives at her office alone. She starts talking to her portrait again, asking why she cannot catch a break and why everyone is out to get her. It is a lonely moment for Phyllis. She feels surrounded. Victor is moving against her. Christine has the documents. Michael is wavering. The attorneys she hoped to call are already tied up by Victor. Every escape route seems to be closing. But the biggest twist is not in Genoa City, it is out in the desert. Matt Clark is lying on the ground, motionless and bleeding from a head wound. Back home, Sienna believes she killed him. Sharon is trying to make sense of what Sienna remembers. Noah is worried. Nick is shaken. Victor wants confirmation. Everyone is trying to decide what Matt's death means. But then the camera pulls closer to Matt's face, his eyes open. Matt Clark is alive, and now everything Sienna believes may be wrong. So if Matt survived the desert, and Sienna does not remember what really happened, What kind of revenge is he going to bring back to Genoa City next?